Hello, my name's Jonathan Spencer, and today I'm not in my room. Where am I?
We're at my house, Elijah's house.
Elijah's house. Today I'm joined by Elijah Espinosa, and we're going to be talking about subscription services and how they're kind of ruining America's economy. How are you going to buy a house when you're paying for 15 subscription services? Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Don't forget to like and subscribe!
And turn on the post notifications. Can't forget about that either.
Everyone pays for a subscription in this day and age, and it's beginning to become a problem. It seems like everything has a subscription now. I know I personally pay for Spotify Premium, YouTube Premium, and ClashPass, which is like $40 out of what I make every single month. At the end of the day, having some subscriptions aren't bad, but it's when corporations give in to greed when it becomes a problem. You know how I mentioned everything has a subscription? Well, let me show you this app that I downloaded a couple months ago. Let me show you just how useless and how niche subscriptions can get. First of all, $8.99 monthly versus $30 for a year is such a scam. You're gonna pay $100 for a year if you're paying monthly, and you're gonna pay $40 once just to get the subscription for a year. I would pay it for a year. I mean, it's clearly a better deal, but it's the point in general. The fact that the app was, completely free to use before, and now it's locked behind a paywall is kind of weird. This is a guitar tuner app I've used for years. Well, not years, months, but every single time I open the app, it asks me if I want to pay for the subscription, and they started locking, everything past the paywall. I can't even do anything other than tune my guitar in standard tuning. It's so bad that I switched to using Fender Tune, an app that I haven't used for years, because it's completely free, and it's just kind of ridiculous. I dislike that. And you can't forget that it's not even just this. People pay for subscriptions monthly, a lot of different subscriptions. Like, I also pay for Xbox Live. Oh my god, that's like $18 every month. It's ridiculous. People pay for Netflix all the time. Like, my buddy pays for my Netflix, and that's like $20 a month for the one he pays for. Like Hulu. I have family that pays for my Hulu, and it's like, that's also like $25 for the nice, package. And if you're adding all that up, if I were to pay all of that for myself, I'd be paying $200 a month just on subscriptions. How are you supposed to pay for something like a house or a car when that's what you have to deal with? You're paying for subscriptions just like that. Entertainment is supposed to be free. Well, I wouldn't say it's supposed to be free, but to an extent, some entertainment should be free. And by not having it be free, you're giving up luxury for luxury. It's not a good trade-off at all. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over the video to Elijah for Netflix in particular and streaming services.
Hey, it's Elijah. I'm here to talk about streaming services, their prices, and what their plans include, and the pros and cons. I'm going to show you a clip of Netflix payment plans that I will talk over. So right here is the plans, and right here is standard with ads for $7.99 a month. It's fairly priced, not too expensive, but the subscription has some key points. They'll watch on 2 devices at a time, watch in 1080p, and download on 2 supported devices. And if we scroll further, we see standard for $17.99 a month, $10 more than standard with ads, which is insane. And all you get extra is no ads, and you can add another member who doesn't live with you, which in general a lot of people do. But something that stands out to me is that you can add another member for $1 less, so $6.99 for the standard with ads, to give someone the standard with ads on your plan that has no ads. Or you could pay $2 more, so $8.99, to give them the standard without ads on your plan, but it's to only one person. Let's not forget, you also still only get to watch on 2 supported devices in 1080p and download on 2 supported devices. So for $10 extra, you're paying for pretty much no ads and for somebody else to watch Netflix. And if we scroll down, we can see the last plan, which is a premium plan for $24.99 a month, in which you get no ads. You can watch on 4 devices. You can watch in 4K, which I don't think you should have to pay to get better video quality. That just does not seem right. You can download on 6 devices at a time. You can add 2 extra members. And you have Netflix spatial audio, which again goes back to the point where I don't think you need to pay to have better audio as well. It just does not make sense. I don't think a payment plan should include you paying for other people to have it as well. And Netflix has done just fine financially without ads for over 15 years. What makes them want the extra money now? Now I will pass the microphone off to Jonathan, who will talk about the Hulu streaming device.
All right, I'd like to just say thank you, Elijah, for passing it over to talk about the Hulu streaming device. And here, let me show you the clip. All right, so here I get on my phone, I'm looking at Hulu, and you have to transfer over to a website first, which is kind of sketch to me, but Spotify does it as well. You hit create an account, and it shows you the streaming options. First, you get the first option is basic Hulu, $10.99 a month, nothing crazy. You get ads, you get Disney Plus, you get Hulu. It's not all that bad of a deal, honestly. But scrolling over here is where you get to something even crazier, quite honestly. So here's where it gets crazy for me. For an extra $6 a month, you are still paying for ads, but guess what? You get ESPN Plus, so you can watch the newest Pacers game. That's kind of crazy to me, because if I'm paying an extra $6, I better not be getting ads. Now let's meander over to the next one. So as you can see, for an extra $6 a month, you can get the exact same thing, but without ESPN Plus, and instead with Max. And honestly, I would pay for this over ESPN Plus, but it's still a scam. You're still paying an extra $6 to have ads just with more shows. It's kind of ridiculous, and there's not even an option to get a better service. It's kind of bad. And to just rant about it a little bit, to not have an option where you can pay for all of them right off bat, it's kind of ridiculous. And even if they did have an option, I'm sure it'd be like $25. And it's just ridiculous we have to pay for that much in this economy where we can barely afford a house anyways. Just to put this in perspective, if we were to put the most expensive Netflix and most expensive Hulu subscription, we would get $40. And if we put that on top of the subscriptions I'm already paying for and the ones I'm not paying for, I would be paying like a whole $200, $300 a month. And that's like half of my paycheck. It's kind of ridiculous that it can cost that much money just to have like a luxury, something to enjoy whenever you get home. It's not something that you're really going to be using all that often. You're not using it like every second of the day, so I think it should be a lot less expensive. But without further ado, I will pass it over to Elijah so he can talk about this Apple subscription that's just even more crazy.
Right, so out here at the beginning, we see the individual plan for $19.95 a month. You get access to their iTunes, Apple TV, Apple Arcade, and iCloud Plus with 50 gigabytes of storage. Right after that is the family plan for $25.95 a month, which is access to their iCloud with 200 gigabytes of storage now, access to their Apple Arcade, access to their Apple TV and iTunes. So for $12 extra, you get 150 extra gigabytes, which isn't really that much in perspective. And then after that, we have the Premier option, which is $37.95 a month. And all you get extra is their Apple News. You get 2 terabytes of storage, which is an extreme amount. And then you get access to their fitness, which is something that people aren't really going to be using from their day to day. Yeah, you may listen to music every day. Yeah, you may play games on your phone every day. Yeah, you may take pictures every day, but you're maybe not watching something on Apple TV all the time. You're not always going to be reading the news. You're not always going to be on that fitness app. And so it's just always in the background, and it's just charging and charging and charging on your card. And you can see right here at the bottom it says plan auto renews for however much a month until canceled. So hence why I said it runs in the background, because it keeps on charging your card, and sometimes you won't even know what subscriptions you've subscribed to. And now I will pass it off to Jonathan.
Alright, now what the hell? This is Apple we're talking about, the greediest company in the world, probably. $40 a month for things I'm never going to use in my life. I don't know who has the insane amount of money that they can just like pay $40 every single month for some extra storage and some apps you'll never use. That's kind of ridiculous. I mean, Apple already has thousands of dollars, like, $1,000 phones, 200, 300, like the most expensive AirPods are like $500, $600. It's crazy. You know how much money Apple can make from you even after you purchase their products? It's the most wild thing in my mind, and it's like it's hard for me to wrap my brain around how bad that is. $40 a month. I don't know. It's kind of ridiculous. When the company has enough money to just say fuck you and make more money off of you, that's when you know the company doesn't care about you. You're paying for something like a fitness app, $40 every month. And how often are you going to use that? They can say they care about you in the sense that they're providing that, but they don't provide it without paying. It's, there's a paywall for things that you want, things that you need in your life. It's, I don't know. And if we add that onto the $200 or $300 we would be paying for subscriptions, given all the subscriptions I mentioned before, this would be upping it to like $400, $500. It's kind of crazy. And if I were to pay $400, $500 every month for subscriptions, the majority of my paycheck would be gone. I make anywhere between $500 to $700 a paycheck. The majority of my paycheck would be gone every single month. I would not have money to spend on, groceries, housing, whatever the heck I need to buy in the future. I just wouldn't have the money for it if I was paying for all of this. So I think subscriptions are inherently evil, like just how I said about AI yesterday, or how I said about, P-bots and meme accounts on Instagram. It's kind of just ridiculous. Without further ado, I will pass this over to Tyson so he can give his little input on this and we can end our video.
So pretty much conclusion of the video, before you buy subscriptions, I think you should thoroughly read through everything, and well, a lot of subscriptions are pretty overpriced, so just don't pay for them, literally.
So that's pretty much the conclusion of the video. Don't pay for streaming services.
Don't pay for them.
Well, I'm not saying don't pay for them, but
No,
don't go ham on the subscriptions and not be able to pay your rent. That's pretty much all we're saying in the video. Subscriptions are kind of a scam, and they're everywhere. You don't need to pay for a subscription for everything you're using. Most things can be used perfectly fine for free. Only pay for the stuff you need. Yeah, you guys got anything else to add? No. All right. Peace out. Have a good rest of your night or rest of the day wherever you are. Have an amazing rest of your day.
Gangsta. You're sus.